most of you guys who tune into my videos are under 30. And that includes me for the time being. I just turned 27 last month. So I got 3 more years to go, so I can brag about being under 30 before I'm considered old. But honestly, here's one of the things I want to talk about actually, is the whole concept of aging. So whenever we think of a 30-year-old or a 40-year-old or a 50-year-old, there's a certain image in our head that pops up. And I think that image has to do with maybe when you think of a 50-year-old, you think of your dad, if your dad's 50, or your uncles, or somebody. So in other words, the whole concept of aging, of how old you are, what you think of it in your head, your version of reality as far as a 30-year-old should look like this, a 40-year-old should look like this, a 50-year-old should look like this, it's just kind of sort of been formed in your head by your experience in life. So if your dad is a 50-year-old and your uncles are like in their 50s and they all already have white hair and they have diabetes and all kinds of issues, your version of what a 50-year-old is gonna look like that, and your expectation of you when you turn 50, you're gonna expect, I'm gonna have white hair, I'm gonna have lots of diseases, etc, etc, are gonna be there because that's your experience in life. But let's say your dad is a super healthy 50-year-old. Doesn't even look like it. Looks like 15 years younger. Again, 15 years younger, it's in your head. You have an image of what 30-year-old look like, what 40-year-old look like, and how they act and how they are, right? It's all these like things in your head that have been passed down to you by your experiences in life. Now here's the problem. The problem is the society we live in. It's dysfunctional in many ways, and the first thing that we sort of threw out of the window as a collective society is health. We said, you know what, fuck health, fuck the body, who needs it, you know? We are more concerned with productivity and bottom line. The bottom line of the company, the bottom line of the economy, and this is our main priority as a society, is to keep producing things and consume them. So, because we've neglected society, the collective image of what a 30-year-old should look like and act, what a 40-year-old should look like and act, what a 50-year-old should look like and act, what a 60-year-old should look like and act, has sort of been formed based on a sick society. So now, the common expectation is when you're in your 50s and 60s, you should have lost all your hair, or it should be white, all of it. And you should probably have a few diseases here and there, you know, maybe diabetes, maybe some bone. The reason why I'm saying bone disease is because I know what the word is, but I can't pronounce it. Osteo something. Okay, see, I don't want to pronounce that. So let's say some bone disease. Your expectations, therefore, of the aging process start to look like a certain way and be a certain way. Based on society, based on the collective reality version of what you should look like, how you should be, what your health should be at every single age in the aging process, right? However, let's pull a Morpheus on you guys. What if I told you that everything you have been taught in your little version of subjective reality about aging, the aging process, and the progression of human health and human aging is all wrong, and it's all based on a sick society? What if we were to have like 100 people, a small society, an experiment, where you get 100 really healthy people? I mean, they do fasting regularly to cleanse their body, and you know, fasting has a lot of anti-aging benefits. they exercise every day, they move, they grow their own food, they eat very healthy food, they breathe in some beautiful, wonderful oxygen. I guarantee you, those 100 people, their aging process, how they look from decade to decade, and how their health is gonna be very starkly different than what your version of what a 50-year-old should look like and act and have their health. What my version is would be completely different, because I, in my head, for example, I'm just talking about my own subjective reality tunnel. I think of a 50-year-old as someone who's, that's it, the prime of your life is gone. It's really past you at this point, you know, like, I think of a saggy body, I think of just someone whose prime in life has passed. Then again, there's some 50-year-olds out there that will make you re-question this again. One example comes to mind for me is Joe Rogan, right? Joe Rogan, from the Joe Rogan Experience, the UFC commentator. You know, the guy is like, I think he's 50 something now, or he's at least 48. I don't know exactly his age, but I think he's now just got into 50s. Maybe he's 50, 51, 49, something like that. The guy looks phenomenal, acts phenomenal, has got an abundance of energy. You know, he does UFC commentator, he's got a family, he does the Joe Rogan Experience podcast. You know, the guy's all over the place. He has so many hobbies, he's always doing something. He's got abundance of energy and he looks great. You know, it doesn't look like a 50-year-old. You know, he's got a muscular body, great body. He doesn't look like a 50-year-old. Certainly doesn't act like what we think a 50-year-old should be, which is low on energy, speaks slower, you know, everything is slower, got some joint issues, blah blah. No, the guy is great. He's in great shape physically, mentally, and spiritually as well, right? The guy talks a lot about spiritual stuff. In fact, I found out about psychedelics through the Joe Rogan Experience. That's when I started experimenting with them. So there's a 50-year-old that really, first of all, doesn't act like what a 50-year-old should act from our perspective, our collective societal perspective, but also doesn't look like it. You know, because the reason is because our version of the aging process, the human aging process, is so flawed. It's based on a sick society. It's not based on a healthy society. Another person that comes to mind that is nearing 50s or in the 50s is Jason Statham, the actor, right? Sure, he's bald, he's lost most of his hair, but he's got a great body, very healthy. If you listen to his interviews, he's hilarious, just he's got so much energy, still making all kinds of movies, all kinds of games, right? A very positive character, and he's like, I think he's not 50 yet, but near his 50s. And another person that comes to mind is The Rock. I think The Rock is mid-40s by now. Again, just, you know, I don't know exactly how old these people are, but The Rock is like somewhere in his mid-40s, nearing 50s. And you would think someone in their mid-40s, they have a midlife crisis, they look like shit, their prime in life is past. And I'll tell you something, The Rock looks greater than he's ever looked. Actually, like The Rock right now it looks better. He's probably got like more energy than he even did when he was like in his 20s and 30s in WWE. The guy's still making movies, he's all over the place, he's such a positive character. Just spreads so much positive energy. His positive energy is even greater. And, you know, the people that I mentioned here really take care of their health, right? They're health figures also. And they emphasize on health and working out and exercise and eating healthy, etc., etc. Then we have another guy that comes to mind who's in his 60, I believe. He's 59, 60, maybe 61, around that is Wim Hof. Now you might look at Wim Hof and say he looks his age. You know, he looks 60. It might very well be in the looks department. He looks like what we would think a 60-year-old would look like, right? But let's look at the guy's energy. How many of us can climb mountains in shorts? How many of us can hold their breath for 6-7 minutes? How many of us can run marathons barefoot? The guy's still doing all of that. It's not that he did it before. He's still doing all of this shit. And on top of it, he's everywhere now. He goes all around the world to spread his message. So, okay, we have an example here of someone who we think that's how a 60-year-old should look like. But energetically, health-wise, the guy will put us all in his pocket. This is an Arabic expression, right? Which means, like, the guy is so way up there as far as his health that it's not even like us, me, 27-year-old, like, I guarantee you if they did blood tests on me versus blood tests on Wim Hof, yeah, like, he'd fucking blow me away with his results. So, what I'm trying to say here is, you know, and I guess this video is not just for anyone who's under 30. This is for everybody, but I'm trying to, like, clickbait you guys to click on this, right? Anyone who's under, you know, anyone who's young, let's say, right now, if you're under 30, take care of your health, okay? Because you can, honestly, like, looks-wise and feeling-wise, you can maintain this for a long, long time. For a long, long time. And now, speaking personally, I feel like I'm a teenager. I really feel like I'm 17. I don't feel like I'm 27. And I don't think I look like it neither. And you know, I don't think I look 27. I look younger because, you know, my brother's 24 and I moved with my brother recently. And everyone thinks he's older. Now, I'm not taking a jab at my brother. He looks wonderful. He looks fantastic. Some might argue he even looks better than I do. But people think I'm younger than him when they meet us. They legit think I'm his younger brother. And people actually assume it so much so that they ask him, you know, like, you know, how's your younger brother doing? You know, so it's funny. It's really hilarious. But you know, I take care of my health. Like, I fast regularly. You know, I do 24-hour fasts regularly. Not every day, but maybe every other day, or every 3 days, or every 4 days at least. You know, minimum is every 4 days. I do a 24-hour fast to cleanse my body. Take my cold showers, I do the Wim Hof breathing every single day. I take all my health rituals very seriously. I wake up early, I get to bed on time, I sleep minimum 8 hours every night. I like to rise with the sun, and I like to get my sunlight. I do all these healthy things, right? My health is the #1 priority in my life. I don't compromise my sleep. I don't compromise my cold shower in the morning or my morning ritual altogether. I don't compromise it for anything or whatever's going on. I take 2.5 hours of my morning every day when I wake up to do all the things that, from cold showers to the Wim Hof breathing, oxygenating my body, the laughter meditation, which I just burst out in. I laugh a lot, right? I have this, I showed you guys this thing where you go like, duh, and you start laughing. And laughter, I think, makes you younger. I drink lots of water. So I do all these things that make me healthy. And so I think that's why I look pretty young. I mean, I look pretty young, but I not only look younger than my age right now, I act like it too. You know, I act like it, you know, as far as my energy, I got a lot of energy. I got a lot of life force. You see, I got a lot of energy. I got the energy of a child, really. Like, if you spend the day with me here, you'll see it. I'm very hyper and energetic and, you know, always out there, want to do things. I'm very active. So energy-wise, because you would think, again, in our collective mind, that when you're near your late 20s and you enter into your 30s, your energy would plummet down a little bit and you would start to get more tired and stuff. Like, every day by day, I'm feeling more energetic. Year by year, let's say. Now I'm 27. When I was 20, like, I'm not gonna exaggerate here, I have 10% more energy than I did when I was 26. And I have 100% more energy than I did when I was 21. Absolutely, 100%. Meaning whatever, if let's say my energy output at 21, I'm gonna shoot numbers off my ass here. Let's say my energy output when I was 21, whatever that means, is like 10,000 kilojoules. Right now, it would be 100% of that, so 20,000. Like, definitely, I have 100% more energy than I did when I was 21. So I feel like I have more energy year by year, and I even look younger year by year. It's hilarious. I look younger now than I looked when I was 21. Really, it's fantastic. It's mind-boggling. So what I am trying, of course, there's a lot of bragging in this video, right, and a lot of narcissism. So my apologies for that. It's only the narcissism is only to display a message to you guys, which is take care of your health, okay? Take care of your health, take care of everything. Maximize everything. The water, the sleep, the laughter, okay? You gotta be laughing a lot. You gotta be laughing every day. Like, you gotta have a deep, deep laughter every single day. Okay, like just deep, like you should be crying every day from laughter, right? You honestly, like laugh a lot, drink your water, do all these things, meditate, get in a really good mental state and consciousness, and you'll feel younger. You'll definitely feel younger. You'll feel younger, for sure. You will have lots more energy, and then your idea, see, like my idea now of like, people are always telling me like, Saeed, you're ever gonna get married? You're ever gonna get married? And I say, yeah, maybe, possibly, or, maybe, but I don't think it will be anytime soon, because people in their head think, okay, you should be married by 30 because now you're sort of gonna pass your prime. I actually think God bless, right? If God blesses me, and if I stay blessed, and if I stay grateful, and if I have the protection, divine protection, and nothing happens where a car hits me or something, I think my prime, physically, mentally, even looks-wise, has yet to come. You see, so in my head, my version of reality, 27 is more like a teenager, and 40 is the new 30. And that's in my model of reality. You see, in my head, in my vision, 40 is the new 30, and 50 is the new 40. And in fact, I'm thinking, no, 40 is the new 25, 50 is the new 35, 60 is the new 45. I think in my model of reality, I'm taking off 15 years of what the collective consciousness thinks of how a person should look like and how they should feel at a certain age. I think I'm taking off 15 years here because I know the power of the human body and the human mind and the human consciousness, and I know if they're all tuned into properly into the source, into the animating force, the energy, then I know that we can get a lot more out of ourselves. So anyway, that's it. That's where I'll finish off this narcissistic and somewhat annoying rant, because I want you guys to all do good and be good and have lots of energy and look good and look younger and feel younger, because there's so much here. The human potential is so powerful, so magnificent, right? So God bless you all, guys. Check out my free book, 5 Powerful Habits to Dominate in All Areas of Life. Okay, it's a really dope book. It's for free. It's 19 pages, and they're the 19 pages that'll change your life. Let's say the most life-changing 19 pages you'll read, really. So, and also check out my book, The Master Player, a practical guide to a practical guide to win the game of life. To win the game of life. See, like everything I just talked about in this video is part of the winning process, and you'll see a lot of it in details in the book. Right? Maximizing the human potential through maximizing the human body, the vehicle to your consciousness, that is your body, and changing some of the software in here, as far as what you think reality looks like. So, if you want to learn how to win the game of life, you want to master this thing that we're all doing, this game, this video game that we're playing, then I highly recommend The Master Player. So you will see links for both the free book and the Master Player as well. You'll see them in the description, and I'll leave links for it in the comments as well. God bless you all, guys. I love every single one of you. Really, I really love every single one of you. And I want you all to do the best. I want you all to maximize your potential in life. And as always, don't forget to subscribe or you're gonna sleep with the fishes.